All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is August 29th, 2021. Thank you for actually messing that up. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Apparently, I'm like, not talking right today, and it is the 29th anyway, so.
we're getting ready for the next month.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting ready for the next month. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go's news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as you do. For some reason, I can't speak today because all my words just jumble lumble. But anyways, don't forget that we are part of the Professor Network, and if I remember correctly, yes, it is working right. Please check us out at professornetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single day. And yeah, just do it. Don't be mean. Just go ahead, do it. Anyways, Chris, how you been, brother? It's been a week once again.
It's been all right. This week has definitely been a little bit more uplifting. I feel like people are more happy towards Niantic and Pokemon Go as a whole. The community. So it's been nice, not to see people all Debbie Downers,
Well, I mean, there's a lot to go about it, but I was gonna say that for the news. Yet I guess we could probably already talk about it anyways. But they announced that 80 meters is back to the Pokemon Pokestop and gyms interaction, so we don't actually have to stand literally on top of the Pokestop or the gym to actually do interactions anymore. That is a welcome back addition to the game. Thank you so much, Niantic, for listening to the community. I know we gave our thoughts saying that, it's not bad that they reverted.
It's necessary.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it's bad. I still think that we could have lived with the 40-kilometer ones, but the community was really outraged at this point, and I guess it was time for Niantic to take a step back and actually look at what the community is. But we did it. They did it. They heard our voices. They heard our complaints. They heard everything we needed to express. So now it's here to stay. Technically, I'm not entirely sure about the wording when it came down to it. I'm gonna go. It was a little bit interesting. This actually came from Niantic support, I believe. Yes. So we'll go here. So, that's not it. Wait, where is it? Unless it was Pokemon Go, literally the news.
World Mission.
It
might have been Pokemon Go itself.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and share it right here, right now for you guys before we get into our recaps. So it says, trainers, we're looking forward to sharing our plan as a result of a task force on September 1st, but one thing does not have to wait. From now on, and let's make sure we read those words correctly, from now on, 80 meters will be the base interaction radius for Pokestops and gyms globally. Now, this doesn't seem that it's like saying that it's permanent, but it does say that it's the base interaction radius. So when it says base, meaning that it's going to be something that it is to be expected no matter how you play the game anyway. So I believe that it's permanent just by looking at it. I still don't think that we have fully confirmation on that, but we'll see how they handle the rest of the news as September 1st. So this is only the base news that they wanted to make sure that they get out of the way before September 1st, which, it's only a couple of days away. So it's not much difference when it comes down to it. So we just have to wait a couple more days to hear from the developers one more time before the beginning of the next season. Also says, thank you for everyone who made their voices heard. We heard you and understand that this has been a welcome benefit to many players. We'll share more next week. So next week is almost here. It's a welcome edition once again. I'm not gonna call it a bonus anymore just because of what they say. So I'm hoping that more good news come out on September 1st either way. So we'll see how it goes, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what the rest of it is. I am glad they sped this one up for the people that really wanted it.
Well, in the end, it was only the United States. It was only the United States that were actually in the pre 40
affected part.
Yeah, affected part. Yeah, everywhere else in the world we're still having 80 meters, and I'm like, okay then.
Punishing you. Yeah.
I mean, you can't be wrong, but anyways. But yeah, so and again, it's here. We're back. We can finally reach stops from a safe distance. All those things, I'm sure the community has expressed their welcome. Thank you for Niantic. There's still some that are, kind of like, yeah, no, but this is only the beginning and things like that, and we gotta hear our voices once again for other things in the game and all that stuff. That's understandable, but at least the game is playable for a lot of people once again, and we do thank Niantic for at least listening to that part, which was the base of this whole fiasco anyway. So good, ready. Let's move on and play the game. Let's talk about our shinies and hundos. What you got for me, Chris?
I got nothing.
All right.
I got no shinies or hundos. Isn't that crazy?
Man, you just love to actually surprise me. It's like, oh yeah, I got nothing.
I think this is the first week too. That's horrible.
Yeah. So you actually had a full drought for a week since last week, right? Dang.
Yeah, I haven't been playing as much. But it's all good.
Yeah, understandable. It's not like it's the craziest thing in the world, but it is something there. What is that? Oh, it's a Cherum. I haven't seen a Cherum in a while.
I got a Ponytail raid coming your way.
Oh, ooh, all right, I'll take it. Anyways, I did get some shinies. I think I only got one shiny. I can't remember though. So shiny. I talked about the Gligar, but I did get a shiny Galarian Stunfisk. And I'm happy about that.
Ooh.
Because at least I got a shiny, man. I've been doing raids, I've been hatching eggs, and I got this from a raid, so I was actually happy about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was actually pretty nice. Although I was hoping for the other ones from the first part of the Ultra Unlock, which unfortunately did not happen. I think what was it? Oh, Farfetch. Farfetch was in the raids, or Galarian Farfetch was in the raids, so that unfortunately I did not get. But you never know. There's still a couple of days of hatching and see how it goes. Mm-hmm. And then for Hundos, surprisingly enough, I did get a Hundo. Surprisingly, I never get a Hundo, right? No, but I did get a Galarian Hundo Stunfisk. So I have one for Ultra League. I do have to get the extra large candy, so that means that I have to walk it. Maybe. Yeah, I'll get there.
He's a monster.
I'll get there. But hey, I've been wanting a Hundo of that for a while. I was hoping to get the Shundo, but you can't be beggars, can't be choosers, I guess, when it comes down to it. But yeah, those were my hauls. Not too big of a haul this week. I'm happy about it anyways, because I thought then I wasn't going to get anything. But yeah, that was actually a pretty good small haul when it comes down to it. So while we do this raid, since I know that I don't have the shiny, and thank you, Chris, for having the raid there. Let's talk about our thoughts about the Ultra Unlock Part 3. How it has fared out, and it's ending just in a couple of days from here on out when September comes. Wake me up when September comes. Anyways. But yeah, what do you think, Chris? What do you think so far? We had Station for the first half of the week, or the first half of the event, and then Samacenta for the second half of the event. So what do you got?
If I'm comparing this to the past two Ultra Unlocks, and by that I mean from this event, not the past ones from the last year's, this one is hands down better than the Ultra Unlock Part 1 and Part 2. Hands down. You got new Pokemon and a bunch of new shinies. So, yeah, it was just a lot more fun. And you could argue that Shiny Dialga is just awesome because you can use it in Master League, but nah. These are brand new shinies. Ones that we haven't really had to wait for too long for, but they're very, very cool shinies. So, all right. Very happy with them.
Yeah, no, not too bad of a shabby. I want to say that is my second best Ultra Unlock. I definitely think that the second one was just garbage. But I did like it. Just like Chris mentioned, new Pokemon is always welcoming. Even now that, if you are at the level, you can actually always look for the extra large candies and everything. But it's still a welcome addition to the game. I'm not sure how they're going to continue implementing Gen 8's Pokemon, since technically it wasn't even supposed to be out just yet. And we're still waiting for more Gen 5, Gen 6, and Gen 7. So we'll see how it goes on that. But I do hope that they have more and cool plans for the rest of the season. Or at least the rest of the year, because we're about to actually hit the last season of the year. And we'll talk about it in the news section right before we finish here. Or at least on our recaps. So what's your rating for this event here, Chris?
I'd give it probably, to be safe, like an 8.5.
Okay.
I want to say 9, but I don't know. I'd probably give it an 8.5. To be realistic.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. Just because, again, it did have many good shinies that we wanted to, even though most of them were behind a paywall, unfortunately. But the Pokemons are good. Station was pretty cool to raise. Samacenta less popular than Station for some reason. I didn't see as many people actually wanting to hunt it as much as they wanted to. I guess it was a one and done for them either way. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes. We did talk about their other forms, their crown forms. Should be coming to Pokemon Go. Not soon, but soonish, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. They may actually wait, depending on how they do things. Because, again, having a Pokemon come out as shiny in Pokemon Go, that means that the Pokemon has already been shiny in the main series games. Unfortunately, Station and Samacenta have not been shiny available in any way, in shape or form, in any of the main series games. So I don't see that coming to Pokemon Go just yet, because I feel like there may be a promotional thing happening with the Pokemon company first before we actually able to see something like that come to Pokemon Go. And at the same time, you do have to think we have skipped a full generation to actually get Generation 8 Legendaries, which was, by everybody's surprise, nobody was expecting this. So I don't believe seeing both Station and Samacenta come back anytime soon within the year, maybe until probably next year or something like that. But I don't know. I just don't feel like they're gonna come back anytime soon for anything. Not even their crown forms. Or at least until they
might actually see the crown first, even before the shiny.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That's why I didn't go as crazy as much rating both Station or Samacenta, because I don't really want to get the hundo of this ones yet. At least in my perspective, you know?
I can see that.
Yeah. They're not that greatest unless they're in their other form anyway, so it is what it is. So yeah, that's my take on it. Like I said, we still have a lot of Gen 5 and Gen 6 to come around. And, I mean, they already teased Gen 7 in GoFest, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. But we kind of have to see that, too, come to Pokemon Go during the year, or at least by the end of this year, somehow, you know. So they could wait until next year, but we'll see how that will fare out in the end of the day. All right, so that is the recaps. Nothing much to come around when it comes down to it, because in the end of the day, it was just the second part of the Ultra Unlock, and then that's it. But we do have a bunch of news to talk about, because it is almost September, so that means that we have two things happening. Both the new season is coming right out. Season 9 is coming out for GBL is coming out, and then we have the September news dump that I always allude at the end of every single month. But let's go ahead and get into it. How about we talk about the very first news that we have? It is the season of Mischief. Ain't that right, Chris?
Dude, as soon as I saw what was happening with this, I got super hyped. Yes.
Hopefully I don't actually choke on my own water, but anyways. So, the season of Mischief. Once again, a new season, new spawns, new Pokemons, or at least, rotating habitats and things like that happening for the actual last part of the year. So, technically the last quarter of the year is here. So, Trainers, the Stranger events of Pokemon Go Fest 2021 continued in the season of Mischief. This season will focus on adventuring, featuring Hoopa, the Mischief Pokemon, which you'll be able to encounter early on this season's special research story, Misunderstood Mischief. When Hoopa summoned legendary Pokemon to Pokemon Go during Pokemon Go Fest, time and space were distorted. Hoopa has also brought Pokemon's originally discovered in the Galar region to Pokemon Go for the first time. Be sure to follow along during the season to see what else might happen. Now, I do want to note that they have put this blog post a lot cooler than the last ones. It's not all letters. It's actually pictures and things like that and colorful, so I'm actually happy about this. So, very first thing, of course, Hoopa is arriving in Pokemon Go. So, at the beginning of the season, on September 1st at 10 a.m. local time, you'll be able to access a season-long research story. Throughout the season of Mischief, you'll gain access to different sets of tasks in this special research story. For instance, you'll be able to encounter Confined Hoopa by completing a set of tasks that we unlock beginning September 5th. So it looks like throughout the season, we're going to actually be experiencing different tasks, different things to encounter both, I want to say Hoopa Confined and maybe Hoopa Unbound, because they do specify Confined Hoopa at some point. So I do believe that this is going to be the entire season, so the entire last 3 months of the year. September, October, November, December, 4 months actually. So that's interesting. I mean, how do you think this is gonna play out? Like, how is the special research really going to give us like the best of encountering Hoopa? What do you think, Chris?
I mean, what I think is interesting is that they tell us that Hoopa's arrival is actually September 5th, but the fact that it looks like we might get the special research started earlier. I might be wrong though. But usually whenever they do these events, they like to have a kind of like time locked requirement. Like with Celebi and stuff, you had to, I think it was either spin stop 7 days in a row or catch a Pokemon 7 days in a row.
Okay.
And people hate that, but I don't know. Hopefully they don't do anything like that, but I feel like they will. Yeah, am I missing something, or is it is it not saying when? It looks like, yeah, beginning September 1st, you'll be able to access the season-long research story, and the fact that you, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Then you get the chance to unlock it on September 5th. That's interesting.
That is interesting. Now, there is something going on September 5th, and I'm sorry to say that it's raining like crazy right now at my house. So if you hear the rain, I am so sorry. Are you hearing anything, Chris?
No, you're good.
Okay. I'm just going to turn down my mic a little bit just to make sure that it's not too bad out there. But, I know, right? Oh my god, it's coming? That thing is like pouring out. Oh my god. Anyways, again, sorry for the rain, guys. It is what it is. But we'll continue on here on the podcast anyways. So, what I was thinking is that they'll give us a set of challenges that we have to complete to be able to unlock Hoopa season long. Now, that means that we'll have 4 months worth of research stories to actually do, which kind of technically seems a little too long, but it is understandable if they want to stretch out the ability of actually seeing Hoopa in the hands of the trainer in a more efficient way and more playful way to see how Pokemon Go really takes into that effect. So I'm actually thinking that it's a good thing, because just like any other legendary and mythical, usually the Pokemon comes out and everybody has it within the week, and then they try doing different things and they said, oh yeah, no, you can't really get it until you spin the Pokestop 30 days in a row or something like that, so it gets about a month worth or things like that, which I know people hate. So thank you, Perfect. So I do think that that's something that is gonna happen, but I do believe that it's more than getting it through a day or so, or worth months of research, that they're going to give us tasks that we have to complete throughout the entire season before we can encounter Hoopa. So maybe this month we'll have this type of encounters. If you don't complete them, that's fine. You can complete them later too, but it will be more useful to complete them during that month's worth, because the Pokemons are more appearing throughout the events of that month specifically. So maybe something like that. And then once you complete all 4 months worth of special research stories, you do have a chance to encounter Hoopa as long as you have completed the other 3 or something like that. Something like that, That at least that's what my tinfoil hat is thinking. But we won't know until September 1st, or at least how it was gonna really play out. So, with that being said, we do have some interesting parts of how things. So you said you'll be able to access part of this story when certain events begins. There's a story will focus on discovering more about Hoopa, the strange occurrences appearing throughout the season, and so stay tuned to follow up with the story. So it is kind of like a storytelling, which I like. I like that they're putting some type of lore into Pokemon Go, and we as a player we do have to uncover those kind of things by either catching Pokemon, doing raids, doing things, Team Go Rocket, anything like that. So I actually do like something like this if that's what they're trying to really implement. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, so
Like, some of the best parts of Pokemon Go is like the lore just with the Team Go Rocket leaders, in my opinion. So
yeah.
I do like that they're trying to do a little bit of story work right here.
Yeah, I really do like it on that regard. All right, one thing to note: Hoopa will not be transferred to Pokemon Go after encountering it. For trainers unable to play during this season, Confined Hoopa may be available again in the future. So even if you don't complete to get a Confined Hoopa, there will be times later in the future where we'll actually be able to encounter it. So don't get discouraged if you don't get one, but it looks like we'll be able to get more than one at some point. But this is cool because Hoopa is actually a Pokemon that I've been wanting to get for a while, and I'm glad that they're not letting us transfer it to Pokemon Home anytime soon. But I do want it in Pokemon Home soon because I do want it to complete the decks in those generations anyways. So because I never got the chance to get Hoopa, I was never really that big of going to the events or the special events in the main series games to get them. So this is a welcome addition, Hopefully the shiny will be also out soon because there's only hack shinies out there anyway. So, but yeah, so that's that. They do give us a little graph. Season of Mischief starts on September 1st, and then Hoopa's arrival will start on September 5th. Then we have September 8th and 21st, and then the months ahead or the weeks ahead in the months, some other events anyway. So we do know all of that. On September 1st, though, on Hoopa's arrival, we will have a Sunday special research incense day, actually, where definitely types of Pokemon will be attracted to incense during this time of event. So from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time, which is technically community day hours, the following Pokemon will be appearing in the wild and attracted to incense as the list's located time. So from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. we'll have Psychic type Pokemons appearing, and then from 12 to 1, 2 to 3, and 4 to 5 we'll have Dark and Ghost types appearing, which is cool because Hoopa is a Psychic Ghost type anyways. The available Pokemons will be appearing, that's featured here. So we do have Executor, Jinx, Natu, Spoink, Giraffe, I can't remember saying it, Muna, and we do have Beldum, and more, of course. They do say more there. Ghost types, we do have Loran Rattata, Poochyena, Duskull, Purloin, Sableye, Carnivore, and Drifloon. So not a bad haul of Pokemons, and of course more Pokemons. Then there's also going to be other bonuses. We do have a Collection Challenge, rewarding Hoopa Candy and a Pokeball Lift Avatar Pose. That's interesting. You earn twice the candy for transferring Pokemons during this event, and then a free bundle containing incense will be available in the shop, and then exclusive field research tags to earn candies and berries of Pokeball types. Okay, so that means that you can go out and actually spin some stuff and get some special research for that. I like that. That means that we can go out and play some more now.
Ooh.
Nice. So that's happening on September 5th. Mark your calendars because it's literally happening a week from now. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. Any thoughts about this Hoopa's arrival event?
I mean, those are pretty nice Pokemon to see, since a lot of those, more so the Dark and Ghosts, are ones that you don't really see during the day. So it's definitely nice to have a few hours dedicated to kind of hunting down the ones you want. I know a lot of people are looking at Sableye. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh, and Beldum. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, everybody looks at Sableye when they come in. It's like extra large candy, and then they only get like one or two throughout the event, anyways.
yeah, no weather boost.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's that. That's pretty cool. So let's move on. It says Mischiefs abound. Throughout the season, you can look forward to Mischief. What strange occurrences will be happening in Pokemon Go? We'll have to wait and see. So we do have different Pokemons appearing now in the wild. As the season changes, different Pokemons will appear in different areas across the world. So in city-like places, you'll see things like Shuppet, the Trash Bag, which Gardevoir or whatever. And then I don't remember the name of that Pokemon.
Gothita.
Thank you, Gatita. I may lose power if it's going like this. Hopefully not, but we'll see. And then on the forest biomes kind of places, we have like things like Teddiursa, and then the two pack Pokemons from Gen 5, which I know the names, but I just don't remember it right now, so sorry about that, guys.
And Carablast.
Thank you. In the mountains, we will see things like Geodude, Reinhold, and Slugma, and more Pokemons too, so that's interesting. And then water biomes, or at least water-based biomes, we do have things like Krabby,
That'll be us.
Horsey, yeah, I know, right? And then Mantine and more Pokemon spawning out there, so just wait to see. We do have your region-specific, or I'm sorry, hemisphere-specific Pokemons. So for the Northern Hemisphere, which is us, Jigglypuff, Slowpoke, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Bidoof, and I guess Fall Deerling is coming out. So those are the things that we're gonna see, and of course more Pokemon in the Northern Hemisphere. And then in the Southern Hemisphere, we have things like Clefairy, Roselia, Snivy, Tepic, Oshawott, Typal, dang it, and then another type of Deerling, which I can't think of. I think it's the spring one.
I think that's the spring, yeah.
Yeah. The spring one is coming out for them. Also, different types of Pokemon will be hatching from eggs. So another egg shakeup is coming around. So from 2 kilometer eggs, we have the both forms of Nidoran, Barboach, and Drifloon. Drifloon in 2K eggs. Nice. We do have other Pokemon appearing too in the eggs. For 5K eggs, we have things like Seal, Pineco, Sableye, and Chimecho. Or at least a pre-evolution. Chingling,
Yeah.
right? Chingling. Okay.
Chinling,
Yeah. And then from 10KX, we are coming back with Audino, which has a shiny form, and Minfo. Hey, you can't go wrong with having a Hondo Audino for Mega.
Yeah, it is a shiny chance too, I suppose.
Yeah, so it kind of makes sense to actually get a little more than that. You never know. Mega Audino could actually make waves in the future.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. Minfo, though, is a very new addition to the 10K egg pool, so good luck, trainers. And then Adventure Sync rewards, so the eggs that you get from Adventure Sync, we do have things like Shieldon, Krynos, and Frillish in the 5 kilometer one. And then the 10 kilometer one, we have things like Riolu, Dino, and Noibat. So not a bad haul.
Very nice.
Not a bad haul. I do like I like that 5K egg a little bit better because this ones were actually complete trash. So I didn't even want to finish my 50 kilometers or 25 just to get those eggs, you know. But yeah, that's pretty nice. We do have Mega Pokemons appearing in raids. We'll have Mega Slowbro in September, Mega Gengar in October, and Mega Houndour in November. They're not saying anything about December, so I'm pretty sure that we'll see how it goes December-wise. And then Ditto transformations. So there seems to be a change in species of Pokemon that Ditto is transforming into the wild. There is now a chance that the fallen Pokemon will be a Ditto instead when caught. So we got Ghastly, Drowsy, Remoran, Teddiursa, Gulpin, Numel, Stunky, right? Stunky. Dribble and Fungus are now gonna be Ditto available. Now you may be asking, but some of them are shiny available. How is that happening? Well, hang on to your hats, everybody. Or your Pokeballs, I guess. But I will definitely let you know exactly what's going on pretty soon with that. There's much to look forward this season. We hope you enjoy your journey with Hoopa and learn all about this, what makes it the mischievous Pokemon tech. Let's go. So, pretty cool season. I was hoping for maybe new Megas, but not a bad overall. What do you think, Chris, so far?
It looks like a lot of fun. I will say that.
Yeah.
Not every event has to be too crazy. It looks like a fun one.
Yeah. It's a good. It's more like the event is like our base vanilla spawns from here on out, plus the eggs and everything. So it's always nice to see different types of Pokemons appearing, and then sometimes they come out with cool third stage evolutions or second stage evolutions out in the wild. So we don't know what things we can actually encounter until we see them. But every season has brought something new, and it's actually been pretty cool to see them hatching in our Vanellis types of spawn instead of just like Pidgey or Rattatas or things like that. Anyway, so so I do like it. Now there is the question about the Ditto, and that's what we're gonna get into right now, because this is the next piece of information that we have, and that is the September news dump that I always like to call it. But September is here, or it will be here in the next few days. And so let's get ready for a season of Mischiefs and more. So what is going to be our breakthrough box encounter, Chris?
Dude, as soon as I found out about this, I lost my mind. September, research, breakthrough encounters. Wait for it. From Wednesday, September 1st, at 1 p.m. to Friday, October 1st, 2021, at 1 p.m. PDT, you'll encounter Ditto in Research Breakthrough Encounters. I know what you're thinking. I already have a Ditto. I already have a shiny Ditto. Why do I care about Ditto? Well, for the first time ever outside of special research, you might encounter a shiny Ditto if you're lucky. And you might also find shiny Ditto in the wild during and after this period. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind.
Yep. Shiny Ditto is being released in the wild for the very first time. Whew! That is some news there, my friend. But let's go ahead and clarify exactly what's going on with Shiny Ditto. Now, again, the wondering is how are you going to really encounter Shiny Ditto? Now, this has been confirmed with all the other news outlets out there. Pokemon GoCast, Lure Up, Go Stadium, G2G2 Media, G2G Media. All of them, they have been confirmed that this is actually how it's going to work. So if you encounter a shiny Pokemon of the variant, like let's say you can encounter a shiny Drowsy, that will not be a Ditto encounter, no matter how much you see it. No matter how much you try or catch it or anything, that will not be a Ditto or shiny Ditto or in that regard. If you encounter the Pokemon and it's a regular Pokemon of the variant, so let's say a Ghastly, just a regular Ghastly, not a shiny Ghastly. Real quick, shiny check on the Snorlax. Nope, okay. If you encounter a non-shiny Pokemon, it could still be a Ditto, but it could also be a shiny Ditto. So it's more prominent to try to catch the Pokemon the Ditto is being transformed to. If you get the shiny, cool, you got the shiny of that Pokemon, but it will not be a Ditto. If you catch it without its shiny or without the regular shiny form of the base Pokemon is transformed into, it can be a Ditto and can also be a shiny Ditto. So that means to say, incentivizing to actually catch everything you see. Because that means that any Pokemon that Ditto could be transformed into could be a shiny Ditto too. And that is the thrill of the hunt, my friends.
That reminds me of the good old days, like a shiny Magikarp, and it would turn into a Ditto,
Yes.
a normal Ditto.
Yeah. So that makes it a little bit more prominent to say that no matter what you do, you can still encounter a Ditto or a shiny Ditto no matter what. And you still don't lose the chance of actually getting a shiny Pokemon that you may not have had before and then become a Ditto all of a sudden. So don't worry. This is actually a good mechanic. I do believe that this is probably the best they could have gone for when it comes down to shiny Ditto being released in the wild. Plus, you do have the Encounter Research Breakthrough box. So at least you have 4 chances throughout the month to encounter a shiny Ditto in the box itself. Or a Hundo. You know, you never know. But that would be cool.
Hundo.
I know, right? That would be great. I'm never that lucky with breakthrough boxes, though, especially for shinies. I think the last ones, shinies, that I ever gotten were the Legendaries. And that's, that was like years ago now.
This is definitely a good one to turn on that shiny charm.
Definitely. So that's pretty cool. And again, it is an excitement. I do believe that this is also just welcoming in all that sense, because I do feel like it's now time to catch anything you see. And If you encounter a Ditto, cool. If you encounter a Shiny Kittle, even cooler, guys. It's gonna be one of those things where you just gonna have to restock every single day from here on out. So, but let's get on to more news of the September dump. We do have the weekly one Pokecoin bundle. So every Monday on September 1st, or I'm sorry, every Monday in September, a one-time purchase bundle containing a remote raid pass and other items will be available in the shop for one Pokecoin. This is still really welcoming, and it does help out a lot of players. So that's pretty good. The following Pokemons will be in raids. So this is our legendary hold raids for the month. So Lugia with the attack Aeroblast will be appearing in 5-star raids from Wednesday, September 1st at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, September 14th at 10 a.m. local time. Any thoughts on Lugia coming back, Chris?
What is this? The 20th time we've had Lugia?
I mean, come on.
I'm joking. At least he's got Aeroblast. You and I already talked about this. At least he has Aeroblast. That's about all you can ask for from him.
I mean,
he's very prominent in Master League too with Dragon Tail.
I was gonna say that too. So Lugia is pretty chunky when it comes down to it. But we do have, brand new Pokemons that we have been catching, like Cranidos and things like that. So he shouldn't be too hard to take down. You do want at least a party of 5, because if not, it is kind of hard to take it down. He is a chunky boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a chunky boy. But Lugia is coming back for the 20,000th time in a row, but we'll see how it goes. But don't sleep on Lugia. Still pretty cool. Shiny is available. There you go, guys. So, what is happening next after September 14? Well, here it is. Depending on your region, Uxie, Mesprin, and Absol will be appearing in 5-star raids from Tuesday, September 14 at 10 a.m. to Friday, October 1st at 10 a.m. local time. For the first time ever in Pokemon Go, you might find a shiny one if you're lucky. Chris, any thoughts?
All raids. I'll be taking all the raids, buddy. I think they have some awesome shinies. I'm a sucker for golden shinies.
Well, September 14th to October 1st, that's 3 weeks, actually. Almost 3 weeks worth of having these Pokemons. Now, again, it really depends on your region. So Uxie is in Asia, Pacific region, Mesprin in the Europe, Middle East, African, and Indian region. And then Absol, of course, is in the American and Greenlands. It's not uncommon. We have seen these Pokemons come out before and things like that. Now the shiny is available, so that means people are going to go a little more crazy to actually go ahead and get them. But in the end of the day, you do have remote rating, unless they do something to the remote rating in the next few weeks. No, I don't think so. Hopefully not. Chris, don't give me that look, please. But the thing is that, of course, now you have 3 new shiny available Pokemons in Pokemon Go. That they're not too hard to take down. You do need a good party. I will recommend, if you can, to join any Discord that does global remote rating. I use personally PokeGenie on my phone, and it's a wonderful tool to actually use for any remote raids out there. For the reason that I can at least try to get or target a specific Pokemon without having to wait too long on getting a party together. Especially because, I live in the United States and I have never actually gone to the United States. So I'm actually glad that I'm able to find a way to get those shinies either way. So just look at the times, look at the places, see if you can go. And if you can go out there and join any of those remote globally places or Discords, do it, because just having friends is not enough out there. But yeah, I'm excited. You're excited, Chris?
Oh yeah. These are really awesome Pokemon to raid. Anything with a shiny chance is beautiful. So yeah, I'll take it.
I wouldn't mind either some extra large candies, but that's because I have one Mesprin Hundo that I got from.
Little some.
Have some there.
Little some.
I know, right? But yeah, I did already mention the Mega Ball Pokemons that are being in Mega Race. So Slowbro will be appearing in Mega Race from September 1st to Tuesday 14, and then Mega Houndoom will be appearing from 14 to October 1st. Only for the month of September. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year, actually. So that's pretty cool. For our raid hours, we will have 5 different raid hours, 5 different Wednesdays. So Lugia will be from September 1st and September 8th raid hours with Aeroblast. Don't forget, Aeroblast is very important. Then we have September 15, 22, and 29 Wednesdays. We will have both, all 3 of them basically on the Uxie, Mesprin, and Absol. This is the reason why we think that joining a world remote raiding group, Discord, or something similar is helpful, because during those raid hours, sometimes this happens at the time that you're either asleep or you're not happening. So be careful with that. Any thoughts on that, Chris? Just raid hours anyways?
No, I do like that they're doing them all for the raid hours, for like between Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. I do think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, it's not like you're in our region. We'll see all 3 of them. We'll see only Absol, and then the Asia Pacific region will only have Uxie. So if people want to raid Absol, they'll raid it just because of the shiny chance. And if you want to raid the other ones, just make sure you are awake during those times and you have friends around the world. So we'll see. How about those spotlight hours, Chris? What do we got?
Oh, baby. Okay, Tuesday, September 7th. I think this one is one of the more interesting ones. Spoink will be in the spotlight, and you'll earn double Stardust for catching Pokemon. Yes, please. Tuesday, September 14th, you'll get Baltoy in the spotlight, and you'll earn twice the XP for catching Pokemon.
I like that.
Oh yeah, it's a good shiny. Tuesday, September 21st, Skitty will be in the spotlight. You'll earn twice the candy for catching Pokemon. Another good shiny. Okay. Maybe. Tuesday, September 28th, Alolan Meowth will be in the spotlight, and you'll earn twice the candy for transferring Pokemon. We don't get a lot of chances to find Alolan Meowth in the wild, so seeing them all over the place is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. We did have a lot of those research days and everything, so it's not like we need too many shinies. I already got enough shinies for it. I will like 100.
We were talking about that extra large candy before this, though.
That's
true. If you want it for Berserker, you can get all the extra large candy from these Meowths. Use it towards that. If you got a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So one thing that Chris and I actually talked about earlier is that any regional variant that you have, let's say, not regional, I'm sorry, regional variant. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
So things like Meowth that has 2 different variants between Galar and Alola, or Darumaka. The extra large candies that you earn will actually count for any type of regional Pokemon that you have the same base candy. So if you get extra large candies for Alola Meowth, you can use it for any of the other regional variants out there. So kind of nice, kind of neat, and things like that. Now, we also have to note that all 4 spotlight hours are shiny available. Spoink, Bolter, Skitty, and Alola Meowth are all shiny available in the wild. So good luck, have fun. Don't let the cat bite you or something. I don't know. But that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm actually more interested in the experience and the Stardust, maybe a little bit of candy. But more like the transferring candy. That's what I like the most, because,
transfer all those Galarian Pokemon,
Yeah. So pretty nice, pretty neat. All right, so while I catch this Darumaka, we also have our September Community Day, which we already mentioned in our last podcast. It is Oshawott, and we have many things that we talked about in the last podcast. So please check that out if you can. Nothing really much to say about Oshawott. It's a starter, so it is what it is. Anyways, this actually is the cool part of the blog post. So first and foremost, they kind of already spread out the type of events that we're going to have. So the very first one will be the Season of Mischief. The one-day event where Hoopa's arrival is happening on September 1st. So we already actually talked about the entire thing on that, on the last podcast, on the last news outlet. But we do have the other one. So Psychic Spectacular is going to happen this year once again. This event featuring Psychic-type Pokemon returns on Wednesday, September 8th at 10 a.m. To Monday, September 13th at 8 p.m. local time. Some familiar faces will be returning, and another Pokemon will be making its Pokemon Go debut. Which will it be? Well, here's a hint. Be careful of revolving too much of your life around one thing. you might find that it could be overturned at a moment's notice. What do you think, Chris?
Me sweating. Oh man. I'm trying to think of the Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Do you know what it is?
Well, what is the only thing that actually turns upside down?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, okay, thank you. That did it for me because of the stupid DS trick. Okay.
Which is actually be cool.
You got me.
So,
Octopus.
Octopus Evolution Malamar may be coming into Pokemon Go. It's still a speculation. It kind of just makes sense though, because it is saying that life could be overturned at any moment and things like that. The only Pokemon that really turns upside down, literally, is that Pokemon. And the cool mechanic of that Pokemon is that the only way to evolve it is to turn your game upside down in the main series games. I don't know if they implement that in Pokemon Go, that'd be crazy, man.
A lot of people would be disappointed if their phone doesn't have a good gyro in it.
Yeah, gotta be a thing.
But I mean, yeah, there's ways around that. They could have it only be like that for the people that have battery saver or something.
Now, another Pokemon that I was thinking just by looking at this was just Giratina, but it's not a new Pokemon anyways. It's not making its debut. So if it's a brand new Pokemon, that's the only one I can think of. So
I can see that. That's a really good guess.
Maybe during the Psychic Spectacular, we'll have a shiny availability of Giratina. I mean, it is Psychic, so we'll see how it goes. So that's that on the Psychic Spectacular. Then we have Fashion Week. Stylish dressed Pokemon will be making their debut along with a fluffy and fashionable friend. Interesting. Start your stuff with these fashionable Pokemons and new avatar items and more during Fashion Week, taking place from Tuesday, September 25th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, September 28th at 8 p.m. local time. So definitely, some custom Pokemons are coming, unfortunately. Because they're custom Pokemons, of course. But they also say that a fluffy and fashionable friend is coming to its debut.
Fashionable friend.
Fashionable. Oh. Gen 6 has some dogs that has some fashion on them.
I like that. Yeah. Ooh. What is his name? I know exactly who you're talking about, the poodle.
The poodle dog, yeah. The only Pokemon that actually has different fashionables along its way because of the many different types of hairstyles that it has. But that is really the only one that I can think of. What is it?
I'm gonna find it in just a second.
Okay. Well, that's my speculation when it comes down to that, but we won't know anything until September 21st comes around, or maybe a couple of days before that, so it gives us some inside info on that. That'd be pretty cool to actually release some Gen 6 Pokemons we haven't seen there. Skitty? Yeah, no, you're wrong there, Big Cut. But anyways. Has to be a brand new Pokemon. Come on, guys.
Oh, I just saw it. Here it is. Furfur.
Yep. His shiny is actually pretty cool because it's like a pure black Pokemon kind of thing, so.
Oh, dude, it's wonderful.
But we'll probably won't see the shiny anytime soon. And then we do have Pokemon Go's boss seem to be missing. Where has Giovanni gone? We hope that he's not planning something in the shadows. Be sure to keep an eye out for updates throughout the season. Super Rocket radars won't be able to track down Giovanni during this time, so there's no need to equip them.
He's obviously just going on vacation.
Well, he usually takes a vacation during the holiday seasons, anyways. But that's interesting. Now that they also incentivize to say that not to equip one down. Not that we don't have any more after the season ends, anyways. Also, just make sure if you have not finished up the special research to get Shadow Ho-Ho, you only have a couple of days, brothers and sisters, because it feels like it's gonna go away pretty soon. So there's that. And then they do preview a new feature coming into Pokemon Go, and Chris is so excited about this one. Battlers, rejoice! Soon you'll be able to preview your Pokemon's post-evolution CP before you evolve it. This new evolution preview scheme will display the following: the current Pokemon's and its CP, the Pokemon's evolution and its new CP, and the leaks and the evolved Pokemons could qualify for. It says that this feature will go live sometime in September. We hope that this will help you determine which Pokemons to power up and evolve. And let me show you guys a little preview of it, the best that I can do here. So it does show all the things that they're saying. Chris, excited? Very excited?
Oh, easy excited. I think this is something that a lot of people have asked for. I mean, since the beginning, Pokemon Go hasn't really liked having the calculators and everything on there. You'd see what ranking everything is and the evolved CP.
Right.
But it's almost been necessary because you'd have to pull out a pen and pencil to figure out everything any other way. So at least there's something that people won't need outside apps for. I mean, you're still going to probably need it a bit for determining the rankings of things, but the fact you'll be able to evolve it without sweating is amazing. I love that.
I actually like this for one reason and one reason only: Megas.
Megas, okay.
So if the Mega's CP value will actually change during the Mega Evolution, maybe we can find that sweet spot on the Mega Evolve Pokemon and CP value to say what is good for, Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. Well, Great and Ultra when it comes down to it. Maybe this is also a gateway to help the players, use Mega Evolutions more often for battles if they're going to implement it in GBL in some point in their lifetime. So I don't see many other places that they have actually promoted Mega Evolutions as a resource for battles, mostly because Megas are broken as hell. But maybe this is the change that we need to start up a ground-based foundation on what will be the best for each one of the leagues in the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So I like it. I like it a lot on that. Excuse me. But yeah, that is the Dumpton news that we have. Exciting things are coming into Pokemon Go. Many cool things once again for September. And many events, actually. So that's pretty nice. I'm really curious.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm really curious about Tingle Rocket, though. I don't know what the heck is going on with the boss.
All I'm saying is we just had Shadow Ho-Oh, who's his counterpart.
Shadow Lugia?
Dude, I'm
Well, here's the thing. If they do Shadow Lugia, they have to put the Gale of Darkness Lugia in there. I can't see it any other way, man. I can't just say Shadow Lugia without seeing this form.
I'd be so disappointed if it's not the one from Gale of Darkness.
Yeah.
But either way, I'll be happy, I think.
Yeah.
I just really hope they get the right licensing and everything to be able to get that.
That's true. It does take a bit of work when it comes to licensing in that regard. So I do see that point when it comes down to Shadow Lugia, but this year is all about Pokemon. The 25th anniversary, the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Go. It's just all over the place. So I hope that some things can actually be implemented into a game that we all love anyway. So we'll see how it goes. So that is almost it for that. We do have one last piece of news, but we'll definitely be getting it on the Good, Get Wrecked. Here we go, Chris. So, as mentioned before, we do have the Season 9 update news for GBL. And this Snorlax is not shiny. Why are not shiny? Anyways, Season 9, brand new season for GBL. Let's talk about it. How about Chris? What
all right.
do we got here?
Honestly, this is my first time seeing it. So I'm very excited. I heard that they nerfed a few things that I'm very happy that they nerfed. Let me take a look at this. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Season 9 is going to start actually tomorrow for us, August 30th on Monday. In the end of season rewards, make sure you throw your star piece if you did like any amount of battles, pretty much, because you'll get that extra Stardust, and your co-battle league rank will be reset. I'm sorry, guys, it has to happen. And yeah, the rank up requirements are going to stay the same as they were for the last season, so that's cool. I really like the rank up mechanics in this last season, especially.
So do note before we actually go into the schedule of season 9, it says that your ranking at the end of this season 9, will be more important than it has ever been. So make sure you start your climb early.
Ooh.
So let's get into the schedule for season 9 here.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna have Great League and Great League Remix from August 30th into September 13th. I'm assuming they're just gonna pull the data for the past Great League during this instead of kind of determining it off of what people are using on the spot. I think that'd be too much work. But what is new in season 9? Okay. To allow more trainers to participate, Go Battle Nights will become Go Battle Days from Go Battle League Season 9 onward. I've been saying this from the beginning. We need these.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing to actually do all 100 sets throughout it.
Yeah, it's too short a time for a lot of
from
people.
6 to 12, even sometimes I'm too tired to even do them, and I don't even do half of the Go Battle League ones during that sense. You did skip a little bit of information there, my friend. If you actually click on each one of the tabs, you actually see the timing on each league and things like that. So you did say
I was just worried about the first one.
Yeah, I know, right? So Great League and Great League Remix. Then we have Ultra League and Ultra League Remix from 13th to the 27th. Then we have Master League from the 27th to October 1st, and Master League Classic, and the Little Jungle Cup. Do note that 3 times Stardust will be rewarded for wins during this part of the season. Then October 11th to October 25th, we do have the Great League and the Halloween Cup, which starts in October 15th. Ooh. Boo. October 25th to November 8th, we have the Ultra League, the Ultra League Premier Classic, and the Halloween Cup, which ends in November 2nd. Ultra League Premier Classic. That's pretty cool.
It looks like they're trying to appease to the people that don't like
extra large.
That don't like extra large Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's actually still pretty cool. November 8th to November 22nd, Master League Premier Classic, and then the Special Cup Player's Choice. Interesting. We'll definitely have more information about that as the days goes on. And then November 22 to November 29, we have all 3 leagues available until the end of the season. So those are the dates. Make sure you write them down. That's definitely good to see. We'll definitely be talking about it like once each week comes around. So that's like pretty good news when it comes down to it. Just like Chris has mentioned, we do have the Go Battle League 9s becoming Go Battle League Days. So that means you can do all those sets throughout the day without having to worry about the last 6 hours of the day. Pretty cool in that regard. It says bonuses though. The maximum number of sets you can play per day will be increased from 5 to 20 for a total of 100 battles. That's only on Go Battle Days though. That's interesting. 4 times Stardust from win rewards. This does not include the end of set rewards, and they will not stack with the 3 times Stardust bonus on November 20th. So a little bit of information there for you guys. The dates and times for the Go Battle League days. We do have Saturday, September 18 from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. local time. So basically a 24-hour deal on this. So that's pretty good, right, Chris?
Yeah. I've said from the beginning we need something like this so more people can do it.
So that will also be the start of the Ultra League and the Ultra League Remix. It will be active during those times. Then we have Monday, November 1st, once again from the same times, Ultra League Premier Classic, the Ultra League, and then the Halloween Cup will be active during those times. And then on Saturday, November 20th, we have the Master League Premier Classic, and the Cup chosen by trainers will be active during those days. So I say that this is a welcome addition I really love it that we have all day, actually 24 hours entirely, to actually do your entire sets for the battle days. And I'm sure a lot of people are really happy about this too. Like really, really happy. Good changes. All right, what are rewards ranking up there, Chris?
Ooh, guaranteed rank up encounters. You'll get one of each Pokemon once per season at the designated ranks. At rank 1, you're guaranteed to get one encounter of the Pokemon that Galar champion Leon is known to use. What Pokemon is that, you might say? Well, Charizard, of course, and he has the shiny chance available. At rank 6, you will get a Mindfu guaranteed. At 2500, you will get a Noibat. And 2750, you will get a Dino, which also has a shiny chance. I know, I got one from Go Battle League before. And then at 3000, aka Legend, you get your Pikachu Libre guaranteed with a shiny chance. I mean, I think it's crazy how many people have gotten shiny Pikachu Libre. It has to have really good odds.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when it comes down to it. I haven't seen that many people actually get to Master League or Legend ranks in a while, but
yeah, it's a hard one to get for sure, so it definitely needs it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool that they do show that now the shiny availability of those Pokemons, because before we were actually like really wondering if that's real or not until we did see more people getting it. So thanks for the clarification there, Niantic. Thank God. Anyways, so we also have our standard encounters throughout the season. So rank 1 plus, you'll things like Charmeleon, Nidorina, Hypno, Sableye, Gatita, and Solosis. Yep, I remember that now. Rank 6 and up, you'll encounter Minfu too. So aside from your guarantee encounter, you can encounter more. From ranks 11 plus, you'll encounter things like Rhyhorn, Drifloon, Semitoad, Frillish, and
Litwick.
Thank you. Chris, for some reason, became like a Mincino here, so I don't know what happened there. That was funny. From rank 16 and up, we have things like Snorlax, Scrafty, and Rufflet. Rank 20 and plus, you encounter the legendary Pokemon of that time. And then, of course, 25 and up, the Noibat, and then 2750, the Dino. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just like
his Snorlax.
And Snorlax is a pretty good one, yes. Especially shiny chance too. We do have the advertised items and other wars. What do we got, Chris?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Pikachu Libre avatar items will be rewarded to trainers who reach rank 3, but also trainers will be able to earn avatar items in the pose inspired by the champion of Galar region, Leon, who first made his debut in, of course, Pokemon Sword and Shield. At Ace rank, you'll get the reigning champion sports gloves. At veteran rank, you'll receive the Leon's Look sports cap. At expert rank, you'll receive the reigning champion sport shorts. And at legend rank, you will receive the reigning champion sports top. I know a lot of people are complaining that you don't get the cape. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll give us to it through a paywall. But midway through season 9, Leon's iconic pose will be added for a reward for trainers who reach legend rank. So it looks like we gotta wait a little while to get that one, sadly.
Yeah.
And then at rank 19, which is the one before you hit expert, I believe. It's either expert or veteran. It's like before 2500. You'll get
veteran.
An elite charge TM. Thank you. And you'll receive an elite. So you'll receive an elite TM and an elite fast TM, one of each as the end of season reward, which is very cool.
So at rank 19, before you actually reach veteran, you will receive the elite charge TM at that time. The end of the season, you will receive the elite fast TM. So you'll receive both, just at different times throughout the season. So we also have the cups to look up for. So the Great League Remix that we mentioned at the beginning of the season, the 20 Pokemon most used by trainers Ace rank and up in the Great League will not be allowed in the Great League Remix. And we do have a chart of those Pokemon. It's pretty similar to the ones before. I think the most edition is probably the Access, but I can't remember exactly. But that gives it remix a chance to shine with other new Pokemons out there that may see a different light of day when it comes down to it. I won't go through the entire list because once again I'm trying to remember all those names, but still. For the Ultra Remix, the 10 most used Pokemons by trainers Ace and Rank and up will not be available throughout the remix. Notable mentions, of course, will be Cresselia, Melmetal,
Giratina Altered.
Obstagoon, things like that. That's kind of nice because I really don't use Open Ultra League a lot aside from just Remix or Premier. The Little Cup. So this is information on the cups. The Little Jungle Cup, excuse me. Pokemon must be at or below 500 CP to enter. Pokemon do not need to be able to evolve to enter. Only normal, grass, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark types Pokemon will be permitted. And then Shuckle and Smeargle are not permitted in this event. So they banned your little boy there, my friend.
How could they do such a thing?
Well, what is Shuckle's like CP cap anyways?
Shuckle would be like level 50. I still don't think he'd do that much damage, sadly, though. But Smeargle definitely makes sense because you could run some crazy moves on him.
I mean, Shuckle has probably the strongest defense in the game anyways. And it maxes out somewhere in the 200s, 300s, less than that, so...
Yeah, he doesn't really hit that hard. I don't know. Maybe at a 500 CP range, he would slap more.
I feel like it will be like the Bronson of this league if he actually is permitted.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason they blocked him.
Yeah. So it is what it is, guys. Then we have the Halloween Cup. Pokemons must be at or below 1500, so Great League Pokemons only. And only Poison, Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy type Pokemons are permitted. We have seen something like this before in one of the Silk Cups, so it's not like it's like the worst thing in the world. So we may have some Pokemon already prepared for it.
I think they ran a Halloween Cup before, too, in Go Battle League.
I believe it was last year. I can't remember though.
I think so.
And then it says a Special Cup Player's Choice. We are interesting to hear which prior Special Cup you'd like to see return this season. Stay tuned for a poll on Twitter later in the season to determine which cup will be held. The Bronson League Little Cup.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think a Little Cup's gonna win.
I know, that's what I thought too when I saw that. I was like, Bronson is back. And now with more powerful than ever, because now you can kill it with their moves now. So we do have a new attack, and this will be normal type Weather Ball. A new low energy cost as the normal type charge attack. Trainer battles will be 55 damage, and Gym and Race will be also 55 damage. Interesting. We have some attack changes, Chris. How about we go through those?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this one is one I felt needed to get nerfed. I'm sorry to say it, but Weather Ball is currently a little too efficient as a low energy charge attack. As a result, we're toning it down. Its damage just a tad. It's going from 60 to 55 in both trainer battles and gyms and raids. Thank goodness, because it's felt like Weather Ball kind of dominated the matches. Crunch now has the added effect in trainer battles to actually lower the defense of Pokemon that you're fighting. It has only the chance of it, though. It's not guaranteed.
So,
Zap Cannon.
Before we move on real quick, I just want to mention a few things. So Crunch, it's tying it into what's close to the RPG. So when Crunch was used, the chances of lowering the Pokemon's defense was there. So that's why they're implementing that in Pokemon Go, which is actually welcoming because we're never going to see special abilities anyway. So this is actually something that to add to the game and has a fresh chance of changing the meta in some senses. Weather Ball doesn't really need it to get nerfed because even though it's just a tiny bit, I don't know if it's that much difference in the game anyways. Continue on.
Yeah, Zap Cannon. They're adding the effect in trainer battles to tie it in. We hope this Pokemon... Okay, interesting. Okay. So Zap Cannon in the main series games would normally paralyze Pokemon, but they're hoping this gives Zapdos, Regirock, Magnezone, and Porygon-Z a chance to shine as if they weren't already top meta. It's guaranteed to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack. So it's a very high energy attack. So I'm very interested to see if people actually use this a lot. I don't think it's going to switch too many matchups. Scald, this is one we've been waiting to see some news on ever since we found out that Vaporeon was going to get it. They're lowering the energy cost of this charge attack and adding an effect to add in to the main series games. That's interesting. Trainer battles. Energy cost decreased and now provides a chance of lowering the opposing Pokemon's attack, almost like it got burned. Okay, so this kind of, in my opinion, it kind of guarantees that, we're never going to see things like burns, paralysis, poison. They're all going to tie it into defense and attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, real quick,
yeah.
again, to talk about those things. So, Sap Cannon in the main series games does have the chance of paralyzing.
100% chance.
Yeah. So, lowering the Pokemon's attack is making basically weaker in how fast it can attack or something like that. So, if you guys don't know, in trainer battles, the attack kind of determines the speed of the Pokemon. So that's why sometimes you need lower attack to be able to go either slower or faster of the Pokemon anyways. So it kind of makes sense that they're tying in the attack speed of the attack variant of the Pokemon when it comes to these moves. Skull, same thing. Instead of a chance of burning, it will have now the provides a chance of lowering the Pokemon's attack. It has the same effect in the main series games. When a Pokemon is burned, this attack gets lower. So that's kind of like making it sense on how it works in Pokemon Go, at least. Continue.
Feather Dance. They're increasing the energy cost of this charge attack slightly to make it harder to use as often. I do think this is very necessary because, funny enough, Pidgeot with Feather Dance could actually beat Galarian Stunfisk, I believe, in the 2 shields. So I do think this was very necessary. There's a reason it was banned for a whole freaking season. So yeah, we get to finally use it, but they're nerfing it a little bit. Megahorn. We're giving Megahorn a slight increase in damage to boost Nidoking, Heracross's, and Escavalier's high-cost charge attack options. It's going from 100 damage to 110. Escavalier is going to love this, boy. I mean, a lot of people already ran Megahorn. It's very cool to see a buff for him. I think this is very awesome.
Yeah, no, those last two actually do make sense. Feather Dance was a little overpowering when it came down to it. And of course, it broke the game. So, and then Megahorn, more than Scavalier, even though Scavalier is a more prominent Pokemon to use, I actually want to use a Heracross in battles from here on out, just to try it out, things like that, you know?
He gets shields.
Yeah.
He definitely gets shields.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool when it comes down to it. We do have some new attack availability updates. So Pokemon are going to be learning these attacks from here on out. You can charge TM or regular charge TM and not elite TM them. So Nidoking will now be able to know the Samtoom attack, the charge attack Samtoom. Poliwart, I'm sorry, will now be able to learn Scald. So that's pretty cool, especially because it is a stab move. Heracross will now be able to learn the charge attack Rock Blast.
Oh, baby, a faster charge attack for him?
Ooh, now I really want to try out Heracross. Manectric will now be able to learn the fast attack Thunder Fan. Pretty cool. But it also will be able to learn the charge attack Overheat. Not much of a change when it comes to the charge attack, but Thunder Fan is a stab move for it. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Normal form Castform will be able to learn that brand new attack, Normal type Weather Ball.
I wonder if he's going to keep the rock one too or not.
Interesting, right? Interesting. And then Cafagrigas will now be able to learn the fast attack Shadow Claw.
He needed a new fast attack, thank goodness.
I think the biggest winner is Cafagrigas anyways.
That's what a lot of people are saying. Even Great League Coffergigas is still pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Definitely a little bit of a change in the meta, so that is pretty cool when it comes down to it. But yeah, those are the changes and the updates in Go Battle League. It does seem pretty cool. I'm definitely thinking, why didn't we need to actually worry about our rank earlier in the season? But we'll see how it goes when it comes down to it. Again, I haven't really been that much of a Go Battle League contender this last few days. But now that the Heracross boy is having a little bit of a change, maybe I'll use it from here on out.
We're gonna get those extra large Heracrosses, boy.
We're gonna have to actually see a Heracross, a Pidgeot, and maybe a Poliwhirl somewhere around there.
I think this is gonna help make the meta look a little bit more fun. I do think so.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But then it starts literally tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes when it comes down to it. We'll keep you guys updated on our Twitter feeds and everything. So, and just to make sure, do you have any updates on your factions leagues?
Yes. We actually found out today we won the second bout a lot better than last week's bout that we only won by 1 point. We won it 14-7 versus the Unknowns. That's we're the Switch Masters. If you didn't know. Personally, in my battle, I was able to go 2-1. It should have been, in my opinion, it should have been 3-1, but I made or 3-0, but I made a very bad switch. But yeah, very good games. The Unknowns were very, very nice, and they did very, very well versus us. It wasn't like easy games. But yeah, looking forward to the next ones. We're only missing the first place by like 5 points, I think. Yeah, we're within 5 points of first place. So if we do really well in the next one, we should make the top 3. So I'm very happy with the way the team's going.
Good. Keep going at it, brother. Keep going at it. Real quick, before we end the podcast, this actually was tweeted out an hour, right when we actually started the podcast. Trainers, Pidgeot is returning to the roster in Season 9's Great Leagues, which begins on Monday, August 30th at 1 p.m. PDT. So, so it is basically confirmed the Pidgeot will be available to play in use in Go Battle League as the beginning of the season. So that is pretty good to see and hear. So, with that being said, you got anything else to add there, Chris?
No, I think we covered everything pretty darn well.
Wonderful. So once again, thank you so much for everybody for listening to us. If you want to keep on listening and support us, just make sure that you download our podcast in podcast feeds between Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many more. Thank you so much. And if you can actually leave us a review, that we greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. Myself at Pure Lighter Go, Chris at PKMN Trigger Please. So just make sure that those are our Twitter handles. We do stream other things, so we'll see how it goes. Then we have, our email. I'm sorry. I got lost track there. Purifiedpodcast@gmail.com to any information you guys want to talk about or things like that. And then don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com. Now, because my chat is going crazy, I have to say, and I'm sorry to say to anybody who's listening to podcast services, Gunta! Okay, thank you so much. Just to make my friends happy anyway, so we'll see how it goes. But with that being said, Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
All right. I think we got a lot to look forward to. I do like what they changed with the news. They made it a lot more fun to look through, and the pictures definitely add a little bit of visual help. Definitely adding the shiny sign to certain Pokemon, so going into it that you're not going to be clicking on certain Pokemon thinking they're going to be shiny. But yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic week. Let us know what you get on Twitter or in the Discord. And yeah, keep catching, keep farming, keep getting better. Peace out.
Have a good night and keep purifying, and we'll see you guys next time.